Right, welcome back. We have to find Cyril. I also noticed as I was running along, there was a question over here. Let's go.
So that's it, Corvus? People are dying, and you turn a blind eye because you're busy?
I wouldn't expect a deserter and a thief to understand the Legion's duties. Look after yourself, Hook. You always have.
Well, I suppose you saw that. It's been 20 years, and Sergeant Corvus is still a stuck-up Colovian prig. 2 lives cut short. But we were deserters, so he thinks we got what we deserved. Damn it all. Maybe he's right.
Who was killed?
Almo and Regnier. Comrades in my Legion days, then fellow outlaws after. We called ourselves the Scarlets. Sorry, the name's Hook. Back when the Gold Road was rich, I led the gang. But we got caught. Did our time. We're not thieves anymore.
Do you think you're in danger too?
If I get what's coming to me, so be it. The price of being a thief. But we left that life years ago. The other Scarlets don't deserve to die. Can you help me gather the crew? Protect them from whoever's hunting us? I can pay you. Thief's honor.
I'll help you find the remaining Scarlets.
I think we'll get along, friend. Here, let me mark your map. I know where you can find 3 of the surviving Scarlets. Big Fallen Knives, and Valenia. Tell them to go to the Skingrad Outlaws Refuge. I'll be waiting there.
Tell me more about the 3 Scarlets I'm looking for.
Right. I'm not exactly sure how many of us are left. Big Fallen Knives, and Valenia are the only ones I've been able to track down so far.
Tell me about Big Erm.
Big our chaplain, and a poet too. She penned the words to our one rule. She could have settled down in a temple, but we needed someone who could bust down doors. Heard she had some trouble to deal with out at Varen's watch.
What about Fallen Knives?
Not much to say about Knives. He was half in the bottle back in our Legion days, and crawled all the way in after we served our time. But I'd rather have him chugging than thieving, I guess. Last I heard, he was in Ontus.
Who's Valina?
Ah, Valenia. There were times I wondered why she chose a thief's life. She had family back in Valenwood. Could have gone home any time, but I was grateful she stayed with us. She's in Vashabar now. Oh, forget it.
What were you going to say?
Nothing, I suppose. Just daydreaming. Valenia and I were close once. Enough of that. That was 20 years ago. There are lives in danger today. Valenia's life, too. We should focus on that.
Did you see how he played with his finger because he was nervous? What? Oh, first love. Okay, you mentioned being a thief.
Thief, highwayman, brigand, outlaw. I'd be richer than Count Calantius if I had a gold piece for every name they gave us. That's not who the Scarlets are anymore. Once we were legionaries. Good ones, even.
Oh, interesting. What happened?
We were pressed into joining Emperor Morikar's invasion of Western Skyrim. Damn foolish thing. No surprise he's not here anymore. We barely survived. And when we finally straggled home, there was nothing left for us.
So you deserted?
Aye, no different than abandoning a ship when it sinks. We Scarlets are survivors, and that's what we did. Took a lesson from Morikar's Reachmen. They stole to keep their bellies full, so we did too. Everything but lives.
Why draw that line?
The Scarlets had a rule. Take from those who can spare some, take nothing from any that can't be undone. Hard times never seem to touch the fortunes of the rich. Still the same today, I reckon.
Well, we still need to find somebody. It's gonna be... Dan, are you with me? Moving slow there, buddy.
Perhaps we can complete a writ or two on our downtime, hmm?
I thought he said... Oh... Oh, I misunderstood altogether. Well, like we're going here. I know the last time you saw me, I probably was just about to walk into a town about a girl wanting blessings from her fathers. They were having almost a Romeo and Juliet situation. But I had to go back to town to do my dailies and also do some serious emptying of my inventory because I just kept tripping over full inventory. So I had to get rid of my stuffs. And I did that. But now we're here. Now we're back. This very cute little town.
Deep in our roots, in times long ago, Ifre looked down on the wood elves below. A pact was made in the forests of green. Ifre offered a life so serene. Protect the green, Ifre said with a flourish. So all of the flowers and trees we did nourish, and it will become your true home in turn. So farming and sowing and reaping were spurred. Here in the green, all plants survive. Leaves and petals and new buds can thrive. We hunt for our food with arrows aimed true. And when we need rest, we pray.
Welcome, traveller. This is the Vashabar Garden of Ale. I'm the owner and host, Cyril. Did I hear raised voices just now? Was that Lainey and her father?
You heard right. Lainey and Clendagal are fed up. They want to leave and start a new life.
Green preserve me. My brother Nidalee and old Mint are the problem here, sure enough. They've never seen eye to eye. But since Vashabar grew, their views have petrified like ancient bark. Neither will bend, but it's the lovelies who suffer.
The couple wants you to gather supplies for their travel. Will you help them?
Easy enough. I'll do it. But look, Lainey and Clendagal deserve love and their village both. Can you go talk to those old goats? Tell them their children plan to leave. Maybe that will make them finally see reason.
Lenny seems sure that they wouldn't change their minds.
How can you... I have just the thing. Take these. I brewed up a few casks of Jaga earlier this week. Offer them a drink, and maybe they'll be more inclined to listen. I'll be over by the stables when you're done.
I'll give them the Jaga and see what they have to say. See you at the stables.
Those old manners should be in pod houses around the village. And don't worry if they get cranky. They're more bark than branch, if you take my meaning. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
One side note. Have you guys noticed in this DLC, their costumes are so detailed compared to the original base game? I mean, seriously, the details in it, you can actually, feels like there's beading. And it's not just melted into the skin. I love it. Okay, yes, can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. You're kind to involve yourself in affairs of the heart like this. Family, tradition, belief. Oh, my brother. What a mess.
Would you like to see those two married?
I want them to be happy, sap sweet as that is. They've put off their own plans for years now, first supporting their fathers and then the village. If they want to stand and be married, Frey himself couldn't dissuade me.
Why do they call you Agawin Cyril?
Since we were kids, I've been trying to get Nedelir to listen to reason. He may be a pillar of the community now, but to me, he'll always be my little brother. He thinks he's teasing me by calling me a wise woman, but I secretly love it.
Why are you so quick to help the couple?
In Valenwood, the oldest trees are revered, but the long shadows they cast can strangle saplings before they take root. Minth and Nedelir are much the same. They're giants, but we need new growth to secure the future.
What's in the jaga you gave me?
Pig's milk, primarily. It's my own recipe, so there's a bit of this and a bit of that in there for flavour and body. If you like that, you should taste my rot meth. I've been brewing a batch for Lainey's wedding ceremony since she was a baby.
Aww. On Rotmeth, a warning to connoisseurs of fine vintages by Oris Bertani. Attempts to export the finer skin-grad vintages to Valenwood have proved to be dramatically unsuccessful. The wood elves, with their sacrilegious green pact, will not touch the product of the vine, and often violently respond to attempts to introduce wine to their diets. Instead, the wood elves brew their own noxious concoctions from dead flesh. What? The most unpleasant of these foul mixtures is known as rotmeth. Rotmeth is a pungent, foul-smelling beverage made primarily from fermented meat. Timber, mammoth remnants, and organ meat are preferred, but the offal and remnants of any suitably large creature will do. The refuse is dumped in spring water, and thunderbug shells are added to the liquid. There is apparently some debate among the natives of Valenwood as to whether the lightning glands within the thunderbug's mandibles add to or distract from the final flavor of the mash. The resulting acrid mash is stored in wide, low vats, similar to grape-treading vats, and left in sunlit clearings in the forest. Over the next few weeks, the mash is diligently stirred, breaking down the decomposing meat and producing a thick, elastic gelatin on the surface. This greasy foam has then skinned and used for treating leather and killing pests. The remaining liquids are strained through silk bags. The remaining settlement is dried and powdered, and the resulting bone flour is used to make such wood elf delicacies as jaga-drenched mud balls. Sounds all disgusting. Rotmeth is potent and drinkable, barely, after only a few weeks, but the best is laid down in clay amphoras or frosted glass demijohns and rested for years before a final straining. This weathered brew is served at weddings and other celebrations. To say that the final product is unpleasant to the taste buds is an understatement. It is a bouquet of an open midden with the flavor of foot fungus predominantly. There are notes of calcite, a few hints that remind one of water-damaged tombs, and an aftertaste of desiccated mammothine. There have been attempts to sweeten the brew, primarily through the addition of moon sugar. If anything, this renders the mash more toxic. No amount of sweeteners improve its taste, and Rotmeth is not recommended to anyone who prefers decent beverages. The wood elves, of course, swear by it. Oh, gross. I mean, I shouldn't judge. I love fermented foods, so, you know,
This one heard about a new forest and had to come see.
Ifray's needs, a stranger. Welcome. What can this old green speaker do for you?
Before we get down to business, how about we share a mug of Jaga? It's Cyril's best.
My sister sent you? Yeah, with Jaga, no less, eh? Well, what's my sister up to this time? Well, I'll drink with you, stranger, and I'll hear what you have to say. Cyril does make some mighty fine Jaga.
Gonna drink? Are you? No? Okay. I came to tell you that your daughter, that Lana plans to leave the village so she and Clendaga can wed.
Rabbit dung! Lanny will be our next green speaker. Has she never abandoned her duty to the green? Damn Mint and his Dawnway spawn! Are there weeds in our garden? I won't allow this marriage. I'll make that clear to Laney. As soon as I finish this jogger.
Well, enjoy the rest of your jaga. Thank you for talking to me.
Wood elves think they're tough, but this one can outdrink them all.
But aren't you curious where it came from? Forests like this don't usually spring up so quickly.
Why should we care what the Colovians think? Dawnwood is a miracle, and it's ours.
King Nantharian says the forest's a gift of the green, and I believe him.
And what about the devastated region between Dawnwood and the rest of the Weald? They blame us for that, I hear.
I was listening to them chat.
Ah, a visitor to our fair village. Perhaps you'd like to hear about the Dawnway, the new path forward for Bosma and Vashabar. I can tell you all about it.
Hey, before we get down to business, how about we share a mug of Jaga? It's Cyril's best.
Jaga? From Cyril? For me? What's this all about, stranger?
I came to tell you that Clendagal plans to leave the village so he and Lana can wed.
Ridiculous. Clendagal belongs here. I want him to see the world from the top of the canopy, not the bottom of the forest floor. To see the world as our King Nantharian sees it. Our king plans for the future, for our people, for Vashabar.
He can't marry Lana and support the village at the same time?
No, he can't marry the daughter of a Green Speaker. The outdated customs of the Green Pact have held my people back for far too long. I understand what you and Cyril tried to do here, but my mind is made up. Now excuse me. I need to find my son.
Well, enjoy the rest of your Jaga. Thank you for talking to me.
In Vashabar we respect the Green Pact.
There you are. I've got a good start on gathering supplies for Laney and Clendagal. How was your chat with the old goats?
Well, I gave the fathers the Jaga and told them about the marriage. They didn't change their minds.
Those two could give lessons in cussedness to a timber mammoth. And now they'll be looking for the loving couple. Damn. My niece can't leave. If only... If their fathers won't budge, can we convince Laney and Clendagal to stay?
Why would they stay if they can't get married?
I know those two. They'd never be happy as outcasts. If they stay, there's always a chance we can sort this out. I still need to work on these supplies. Would you be willing to talk to some friends of the families? Get them to encourage patience?
I can do that. Who should I speak to?
Gandelian. He's Laney's grandfather. Helped her walk for the first time. And Melaniel. Clendagal's tutor with a blade. Both of them should be nearby. Thank you, Traveller. There's a stiff brew with your name on it once we get this sorted.
Hopefully it's not that rot meth. Alright, I'll see if Gundolin and Melanie will be willing to help. Granted, we are, Arcanist. Maybe we like it. Who knows?
Someday you'll make something surprising with that.
Thanks.
Ah, a visitor on a mission. Like a ringtail after a beetle. A new face in Vashabar. Beautiful like the pelt of a Sench tiger cub. Fresh from the den and curious about the world.
Cyril asked me to speak with you. Laney and Clendagal are going to leave the village.
No! What? No! All of a sudden I'm back, holding Laney's hand as she takes a shaky step like a fawn in a glade. Oh, my heart. This is because of their fathers, isn't it? Nedalier, you foolish old man.
Cyril was hoping you might ask the couple to stay.
I can't, stranger. I'm sorry. I teach the children if they want to leave, they should. It would be wrong to say different to Lainey. I'll go find Cyril. Perhaps I can see the couple before they leave town.
Okay, I'll see you later then.
Oh, I'm like a litter of fisher pups on the inside, all flailing limbs and lashing tails. I can't believe Lainey thinks she has to leave town. Her father will be heartbroken. If Ray's tears, I'll be heartbroken.
What do you do here in Vashabar?
Oh, thank you for asking. I'm a part of the Valenwood Faithful, an aide to the Green Speakers, advisor to spinners, and tutor for the village children. Would you like to hear my favorite thing about the Green Pact?
I suppose. What's your favorite thing about the Green Pact?
People in distant lands like to focus on our eating habits, or what we think about fallen trees. The truth is, the Green Pact is a way of inviting the forest into our lives, into our hearts. And that just makes me so happy.
Can you tell me a bit more about green speakers?
Of course! Green speaking is a beautiful art, an extension of the deepest mysteries in Ifray worship. Some mages use it like you'd wield a hammer, as a tool. In our clan, we dedicate ourselves fully to hearing the singer, to weaving the trees.
Is everyone in Vashabar a green speaker?
Oh, no. Not everyone has the aptitude for magic. Or perhaps, like a songbird in the highest branch, the storyteller's tune is too faint to hear. But for those with the gift, we celebrate it in a way few still do in Valenwood.
What do you teach the children?
Many things. Oh, many things. Children don't know not to be curious, you see. A timber pig in a truffle den. Geography, politics, the ways of the green. I'm even a fair hand at cooking when I put my mind to it.
Oh, that's definitely a wide range of subjects.
I have to wear many hats. Hats on hats. We're a small community, and we want our children to make good choices, to be ready for the world. And if they choose to leave someday, well, perhaps they will return and bring the world back with them.
I spy a freely. That's the right of fair. A boss mistake.
More upbeat. How do I get into this building, yo?
Lorraine needs to learn to hunt. You know it's time, Regamore.
She will, but not from you.
Who's that stranger?
I knew it! Trouble follows you again, Mother. Lorraine, to me, now.
This is not a good time, stranger. If you have business with me, make it quick.
Hook needs you to come to the Outlaws' refuge in Skingrad. Someone's killing the Scarlets.
Oh. Oh, no. Someone is hunting the Scarlets. It's just as my son feared. My past has caught up to me again. I should have known it when I found the note on my doorstep.
Can you tell me about this note?
The note said an old friend wanted me to meet them in the woods to the west. I don't have any old friends. I threw it away. But if what you say is true, it might be the killer waiting for me. I need to get Narain and my son away from here.
Stay here. I'll see if anyone is waiting in the woods. Oh, that's creepy. Snakes. Don't like snakes. Fan of snakes. Get her away from son and granddaughter. I harm innocents. Not like no sane. Allow a murderous family deprive me of mine. Fire's necessary reminds me of seeing iron. Come, elf, my knife grows tired of waiting. Back we go.
Another chance at perfection.
Ah! Oh, it's only you.
Hi, it's only me.
I convinced Regamore to take Norraine and return to Marbrook. He didn't need much persuading, so long as I promised to stay away until I was sure it would be safe. I suppose it's for the best. Was anyone waiting in the woods?
They were already gone, but I found a camp with a spyglass and a scrap of a threatening note.
A spyglass? They were watching me and my family. A family I barely even know myself. I should have known someone with a past like mine doesn't get to retire and watch their grandchildren grow up.
So you'll meet with Hook?
I'll have to. If something happened to my family on my account, I couldn't live with it. I have to face my past, the years in prison, Caelem Vineyard, the fire, all of it. But I haven't even spoken to Hook since... Never mind.
Oh, go on. When was the last time you spoke with Hook?
The night before we hit the Caelem Vineyard. Hook was supposed to return for a second scout before we broke in, an extra precaution. Instead, he wanted to meet that night to talk about... us.
Were you too close?
We were, but I was married. He urged me to leave the Scarlets after we split the Vineyard prize, go back to my family. But I loved the thrill of it all. Prison changed that. By the time I got out, I wanted nothing to do with the Scarlets.
I see. I'll meet you at the Outlaws' Refuge in Skingrad.
I'll need some time to make arrangements in case I don't come back. But I'll be there. For the others and for my family. I promise.
Okay. Don't get dead while you're going there, please.
I hear the Colovians plan to drive us out.
Another student, perhaps?
How we get? It was a nice try, Xander. You should have told me to go around.
Traveler, are you looking to practice the blade? In the mood for a sparring match?
Cyril asked me to speak with you. Clendoggle and Lena are going to leave town.
Clendoggle? Leave? But the village is freshly grown. And it feels like just yesterday I was helping him choose a training blade. I know how much he loves that young woman. If they think they have to leave town to be married, well...
Kira hoped you might convince the couple to stay.
No, I'm sorry. If they want to go, I respect their decision. But... maybe old Spinnabel Wellis might be able to help you. He's keeper of the Wilderhall here in Vashabar.
How could Spinner Wallace help?
The Dawnway teaches us that knowledge of the past can build a path to the future. Our Wilderhall holds all the old knowledge of our clan. Maybe there's something in there that could help Lainey and Clendoggle find happiness.
Alright, I'll go speak to them.
Maybe there's still some way forward here. What is a marriage but a hope for a better tomorrow? And Vashabar itself is a symbol of hope.
What do you do in Vashabar?
I'm an accomplished blade dancer, and work with Minth as an envoy of the Dawnway. Before we left Valenwood, I taught everyone who asked the way of the sword. Wish I'd had a chance to do more.
A blade dancer?
Bit of a pompous term for someone that's good at fighting with a sword, innit? I heard it from a high elf in mixed training at a Dominion base. I kinda liked it, so I made it my own.
You're committed to the Dawnway, then?
With my whole heart. I saw more than enough during my time with the Dominion military to know we need a better tomorrow. A glimmering dawn on the horizon.
Okay.
But aren't you curious where it came from? Forests like this don't usually spring up so quickly.
Why should we care what the Colovians
the
think?
outsider.
Dawnwood
How goes
is
your
a
quest?
Miracle, and it's ours.
I've seen you running to and fro, traveler. On a quest to help our young couple, I believe. How goes the journey?
Oh, No, not well. They're going to leave the village so they can be wed.
Mnealia will not bend. Minth will not sway. They revere our culture, but learn nothing from the trees. If the couple chooses to leave, I will not speak against them. Every living being must be allowed to grow as it wills. So says Ifri, so say I.
One of the villagers mentioned a place called Wilderhill.
It is a repository of knowledge from Valenwood, a connection to the deep history of our people. I hoped the singer might send you my way. I believe a text from the hall may offer a solution. Seek out a scroll called the Rite of Propagation.
What does the rite do?
It allows a Bosmer community to determine its future, to step in where growth has stagnated. If Laney and Clendegal perform the rite, Vashabar can make its voice known. And not even Mnealia or Minth can silence the voice of the village.
Alright, I'll go look for the rite in the Winder Hall. Thank you.
The Wilder Hall is just east of here. The rite may be just what Laney and Clendegal need, what Vashabar needs. I suggest you take it over to Cyril when you find the text. She'll be instrumental in enacting the rite.
What is it that you do in Vashabar?
I am a healer, a scholar, and a spinner. By aiding the people of Vashabar, I tend to the future. As keeper of the Wilder Hall, I tend to the past.
You have a special connection to Laney and Clendegal?
You could say that. As a healer, I assisted in both their births. Laney took command of the room the moment she drew breath. Clendegal came out fighting. I was also there when they lost their mothers. For every bright day, there is a dark one.
Why do you attend the Winder Hall?
Why not me? I'm of the opinion that if you believe something is important, you don't leave it in the hands of others. The green provides, traveler, but it often needs help from mortal hands.
Can I ask you some questions about the rite of propagation?
Of course. It is an ancient rite, rarely practiced today. From a time when the supporting branches and vines of culture and custom could, on occasion, strangle new growth in its bed. The people of Valenwood have progressed since then. Somewhat.
Why haven't they already performed the rite?
I doubt they know it exists. Both of them came in to read the texts on occasion, but they live busy lives. The past is not Laney's focus, and Clendegal's mind drifts to much more ancient days.
Why did you wait until now to suggest this?
The couple had no plans to leave until now. If Mnealia and Minth are superseded by the rite, and their children wed, those two will not be pleased. But they'll listen to the will of the village. Desperate times call for obscure rites, as it were.
Okay, thank you. All this, I think. I was curious what this was.
I can't wait to explore an alien ruin.
The Green Lady's Primer for Children. Listen now, fair children, to the song story I tell. I am the Green Lady, her verdant highness. Do not look away, I know I am fearsome to behold. They call me the vengeance of the woods for good reason. Green is my name, and greed is my creed. As like all good children in Valenwood, I am a friend of the forest. What is the Green Pact? It is a promise, nothing more and nothing less. It is the gift that the Green gives freely in exchange for our protection and her love. In Valenwood, our one true home, the ancient world still stands, as it did the day that Yeffrey's beloved singer took the ooze and spun the trees and the elves and the beasts into story and song. Let us go now through the different aspects of the pack, what it means, how you can follow it, and why it is important. Remember always your venerations. In the storyteller's name, I stand upon the bones of the world. I drink in the promise and the power of nature's law, and breathe out my thanks. Vashabar and Valenwood and beyond. I organized these notes as you requested, Spinner. The history of our clan goes back long enough to fill volumes. I've tried to keep things simple as I can. While the village of Vashabar was founded only a few short months ago, many of the families in our clan can trace their lineage to after the fall of the Iliad Empire, but before the Elysian Empire's dissolution. It is somewhat amazing that these same families stayed together when they migrated to Valenwood so long ago. Though we have always been a small community, you can see the tracks of history wending their way through our bloodlines. A number of our most important early community members were part of the Heartland Elf diaspora, though many of these former conquerors adopted the teachings of the Green Pact. Our tradition in green-speaking, perfecting the technique of shaping the forest, stemmed from early in the Second Era. One of our own, an ancestor of Nedalir, developed techniques that would lead eventually to the cultivation of seapod houses across Valenwood. The tradition of dawn walking, that would... Okay, I think... alright. Note to King Netharian. Netharian, what in the green are you up to? I got a stack of letters here from the Queen, from various ambassadors, from Covenant diplomats, 3 from Count Calantis alone. What are you doing across the River Strid? I want you and your representatives here in Eldenroot yesterday. Do you hear me? The governors and magistrates that make up the Thalmor are demanding answers, and I can't keep stalling. Your family and I go way back, son. You know as well as I do that we're always on a thin branch with these people. Please don't make my job any harder than it already is. You're a loyal subject of Valenwood, I know it. I expect to hear from you soon. King Cameron Aridin. Oh. Interesting. Dawn would note, the time for planning has ended. The green has given us a gift. Our people thirst for change, and the trees have reached the Strid Vale. It's time to act. The new forest shall be called Dawnwood, and our new movement shall be called the Dawn Way. The roots of the Dawn Way are all around us. I want those words on everyone's lips before we set out. The right of propagation. Stagnation stands against the green. Europe teaches us that growth must be allowed, lest a forest choke itself on its very roots. If that is so the case, enact the right of propagation, and unburden then a village of that which holds it back. To enact the right, find a symbol of you to the village, an object that means you to the community. Stand together as supplicants before the village. Ask the community what it wills, if it stands at your side, or if it does not. If the community stands with you, your life's growth is in the hands of the village. If not, the matter which you brought before the village will not stand. In either case, respect the will of the village, for the village is the forest, and the forest is the green. Resting. We gotta go talk to...
But aren't you curious where it came from? Forests like this don't usually spring up so quickly.
Why should we care what the Colovians think? Dawnwood.
Another
is
chance
a
at perfection.
miracle, and it's ours.
King Nandarian says the forest's a gift of the green, and I believe him.
Hey.
Singer be praised, you're back. What did they say?
They may not have to leave after all. Take a look at this.
A look at... a right? Ah, don't. Ah, Ifra's arse. This is amazing. Where did you dig up this relic? It was Spinner Belwellis, wasn't it? Canny old goat. Ha! What a find. Nice work, traveller.
One of the villagers mentioned I speak to him, and Spinner Belwellis came through.
I never even thought to ask him. Brilliant. Go tell the loving couple. In the meantime, I'll gather Minth and Nedalir, as many others as I can. If Lainey and Clendegal are going to ask the village to decide, we need the whole village to be present.
Where are they?
With their fathers hunting for them. I told Lainey and Clen to hide out. They have a little love nest in an overgrown ruin on the southern edge of town. I bet they're there. Tell them what you found. Vashabar will be waiting when you return.
Okay, we'll see. Am I gonna be able to do combat? We've been so long without combat, Xander. I don't know what to think about it.
Then we make for Varen's Wall.
Right. From there, we head for Anvil. But it's... Oh, Traveler. Hello. I see Cyril found you. This is a happy place for us, Traveler. I hope you've come with news to match.
Actually, I think I have. Take a look at this.
An old scroll. Huh. I've never heard of this before. The rite of propagation. We gather some symbols, present them to friends and family, and ask the village what it thinks we should do. Traveler, with this we might not have to leave.
It was Spinner Bo Wallace's idea. Cyril is already gathering the villagers.
The Spinner? I didn't even know he liked me. Thank you. You have no idea what this means to us. We've been on a blade's edge since we spoke. We've already asked you for so much. If you're willing, do you have time to help us gather our symbols?
Oh, sure, why not? What are you thinking?
The Dawnway means so much to me and my family. It draws from Ayleid culture, and there are several Ayleid ruins nearby. A mosaic from the ancient empire of the Heartland Elves would perfectly represent me to the village.
And what about the symbol for Lana? Or Liana?
She's been mouthing words at me over your shoulder. Meet her where we began the ceremony to grow Vashabar. She thinks a dormant seed pod will represent her quite well. I'll mark your map, and we'll see you beyond the village. Lainey, we get to stay!
I'll see you two outside the village, then.
I can't rotting believe it. Can you rotting believe it, Clem?
Ha! The sooner we get those symbols, the faster we can start planning the wedding.
Oh, young love. Sweet. Okay. The time for combat yet? It's been so long. Leander, I haven't thrown a flashy green spell at something in a very long time. Are you going through withdrawals too?
Quality material makes for quality goods.
I'm here, friend. If you're ready, let's head inside.
I'm ready. It slightly scared me. I thought I was going by myself. Well, with Xander, I didn't realize you were actually coming in with me.
The wildlife down here might see us as a threat.
You don't say. Down here. Don't say.
Most gratifying resolution. I'm taking notes on your progress, just so you're aware. Galvanizing.
The Heartland Elves never did anything halfway, did they?
Gross. Xander, gross. Someone was kind enough to empty the bookshelves.
Troll! That's a big troll!
It is, it is. We got it. You're fine.
That's it, traveler. An alien mosaic that represents me perfectly.
This way, maybe? Maybe some water or something.
Someday we'll have to explore this ruin more completely. Not today, though.
Why not? Trying to pan my camera. Oh, I think I have to go down that way. I'm back.
I'll meet you back.
Someday you'll make something surprising with that.
Apparently my character is hungry. I was thrown off. There was another arrow that was off to the side, and it was making me confused about where I wanted to go. Thank you. I don't want to play with the tip. Going in the right direction. The two arrows are confusing me on the minimap.
Traveler, be careful. Bugs are plenty here. They're drawn to remnants of the ritual, and they're likely to be territorial.
Noted.
They won't give up the pod without a fight.
Fighting.
Thank the singer that's over. It doesn't stop. I'll be hearing that rutting buzzing for days. Got it. Let's get out of here. See you back in Vashaba. We faced the bugs. Now, to face my father.
What's going on with this little lynx?
There's plenty of meat to be had at Dawnwood.
We can use this.
Vashabar, Laney, and Clendergol have returned. Let them be heard.
Cyril, what's the meaning of this? Someone explain to me what's going on. You again. My sister's co-conspirator. Well, spit it out. Tell me what's going on here.
It's a rite of propagation. Laney and Clendergol are going to ask the village to sanction their marriage.
A rite of propagation? Did you put them up to this? There hasn't been a rite like this enacted since I was a child back in Valenwood. What does my daughter hope to accomplish with this archaic rite?
You said you wanted them to remain in Vashabar. This can make that happen.
Outrageous. I'll drink my jogger. I'll stand here, I suppose. Neither myth nor I can stand in the way of tradition, even if I don't like it.
Oh, well, good to hear.
Vashabar, we need your help. Laney and I want to marry.
As you all know, our fathers refused to support us. And so, we invoke the rite of propagation, an ancient Bosmer custom.
We gathered these symbols, representations of our roles in the village. An Ayleid mosaic for me.
And a green spring seed for me. Friend, you helped us find them. Please bring them forth.
Hands look enormous.
These symbols represent our commitment to the village. And to each other.
Our future lies in whatever you decide. Do we have your support?
Well, what do you say, Vashabar? Do you support this union?
Aye!
Ha! There it is. Congratulations, you two. Let's give the couple a moment. Drinks for everyone.
All right, you old arse. The village has spoken, so let's make the best of this.
I suppose you're right, you bastard. If we're gonna be kin, let's get to drinking like it.
Adorably sweet.
This hardly feels real. They rotting stand with us. Oh, Singer be praised.
Well, did that go as you had hoped?
I don't know whether to dance or cry. I think I'll do both, after Clem and I have a few of Cyril's potent drinks. I've been tense about this for so long. I almost forgot what it feels like to let go.
Well, when do you guys think you'll get married?
Let's get through this party first and let the village sober up. A few days, I expect. At most. That will give our fathers time to become comfortable with the idea. And I can work with Cyril to arrange the handfast ceremony.
Good luck with the wedding.
I can't thank you enough. You and the singer helped us make our dream come true. Without you, who knows where Clem and I would have ended up. I'll pray for you, traveler. Ifrit keep and protect you for all the rest of your days.
I can't tell you the last time I've seen Laney smile like that. Thank you, traveler. You've changed our lives.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I'm going to look at this the way I think our ancestors might have. What seems today like the end of a tale might in fact be the start of a new one.
The start of a new story?
I don't know. I'm still trying to adjust. But our ancient ancestors faced adversity and still made it to Valenwood. Escaped an old life to start a new one. Perhaps
this situation will be good for the village.
How will this be good for the village?
Since before we crossed the street to settle Vashabar, there's been a tension in the clan. In the ways of the ancients, in conflict with our devotion to the grain, and now maybe we can put all that behind us.
You're talking about the differences between the Green Pact and the Dawnway?
Yes, just so. Perhaps my daughter's union with Clendergol might build a bridge across that divide. And you know, deep down, our two beliefs aren't all that different. Not really.
What's in the alcohol? Alright, how about you?
To think this all started with shouting and a traveller walking in from the wilds. Ha! Just look at what you've done for this village.
You did a great deal for the couple as well.
Ha! Do you know how long I've been trying to smack some sense into my brother, or old Minth? I don't think about the singer much, but I might go listen to Bell Wellis preach. Just because you came walking down the road.
I'm glad I walked down you. Alright.
Respect and deep thanks, traveler. Laney and Clendegal shall remain in Vashabar, and it's all because of you. May Ifrit guard and keep you in your journey.
Yo. Okay, now I need to go to town and do my